What up? What up? What up? Can y'all hear me? What's going on, y'all? Can y'all hear me? Do me a favor, if you can hear me loud and clear, put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so I'm gonna just get started real quick. Not gonna keep y'all on here for much time. Just gonna take up a few minutes. So I saw a post and I decided to have a conversation with somebody about the post. And basically in the post, it said, real men don't care about a woman's weight. That's what it said. Real men don't care about a woman's weight. So this live stream is not going to be about a woman's weight. Okay. It's just going to be about weight, size, shape in general. Men, women, it doesn't matter. It's not about just men or just women. I just want to know, does weight, does size, does shape of your partner, your spouse, your significant other matter? Does it matter? I'm just curious to know because, first and foremost, it was like real men, you know, to me being a man, I don't think that differentiates one man from another man just because he likes a woman a certain size or a certain shape or a certain weight. I don't think that it's what's the word? I don't think that it's shallow for somebody to have a particular preference on, on their partner. I think it's a preference. I don't think it's being shallow, but I'm just curious to know, what does anybody else think about that? Is that shallow? If I'm a man and I choose not to date a woman because she's overweight, is that shallow? Is it shallow for a woman not to want to date a man because, he's not the right shape or he's not the right size? Because it seems like, a lot of the conversations now are pretty much like you just have to accept everybody for who they are and how they are. And I don't think that's fair. I think everybody has preferences. I don't think there's anything wrong with preferences. I don't think there's anything wrong with picking and choosing somebody based on, what it is that you're looking for and what it is that you aren't looking for. But I don't think that somebody should have to be shamed because of their preference. But what do y'all think? I don't think it's fair. And see, so when it comes to this conversation, usually what I always hear is that if someone chooses not to date someone because the person is overweight, then the person is being shallow. But weight goes both ways. There may be somebody who's underweight, but see, I never hear that conversation. I never hear the conversation about, oh, okay, well, I don't want to date this person because they're underweight. Nobody ever addresses that. It's only when someone is overweight that, it's a whole issue. You're body shaming them or whatever the case may be. But y'all let me know, is it okay to have preferences? Or is it wrong to have a preference? Do you have to just accept any and everybody? Now, don't get me wrong. For me, I'm the type of guy that, hey, look, if somebody checks off all of the other boxes, it can go either way. But it just really depends. This is why it's important to pick somebody or, choose somebody who you are equally yoked to. So if I'm somebody who I work out, I work out on a daily basis. Um, I eat right. I eat right. I take care of myself. And for me being in a relationship or situation, dating someone who doesn't do that, it can be problematic down the line. You understand what I'm saying? Because we don't see things the same way. We're either not looking at life the same way, we're not looking at our bodies the same way, our priorities are different, and that can cause an issue down the line. So, again, when you picking and choosing, you have to pick somebody that you're equally yoked with. Now, for me, and I'm not going to say that this is for everyone, but for me, my health is very important. Like I said, I exercise on a daily basis. And for me, that is a part of, when people start talking about, self love and all of that kind of stuff, you know, for me, that's how I show my self love by taking care of myself. I'm not just going to put any and everything inside of my body, and I'm going to do the best that I can do to try to preserve what I have, because I only get one of these. And it's not really like a car where, okay, when the parts go bad, you just go to the local parts dealership and, pick up new parts, switch them out, and then go on about your business. So, when something is very, very important, to me, then it's important that it's important to the person that I'm with as well. And when you don't have those two dynamics, like something is very, very important to you, but for them on their list of priorities, it's way down here and you're way up here. Eventually, it's going to clash. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that feels like that, but I don't think for me. And then another thing in relationships, attraction is very important. And I mean, personally, I'm just not attracted, to certain things. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their preference. Me, personally, I don't like a woman who smokes. I just don't like it. It's a turn off for me. And so for me, I'll never be in that situation. And a lot of people, may say, oh, well, that could be the perfect person for you. And just because this or just because that, they're not the perfect person for me if that's something that I don't like. And then that's just going to cause a clash in a relationship. So it's not the perfect person for me. So I don't know. I just wanted to hop on here and just have a conversation about that and see what y'all think, because I hear a lot of conversations about stuff like, like I said, the post that I saw was like, real men, you know, don't care about this. And I don't think that determines whether a man is real or not, or vice versa with a woman. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I know that there are preferences that women have as well. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I don't think that determines whether or not someone is real or not. I think everyone has the right to their preference. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I have several preferences. You know what I'm saying? I have several preferences. And the thing about it is I've dated women that were outside of those preferences, simply because, once I got to know them, they were a great person. And so I didn't not deal with them because I guess that particular preference wasn't really a deal breaker. So like smoking, that's just a deal breaker for me, period. I'm not going to say never, but for me, I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I don't see that. Let me see. Hold on. There goes a comment right here. Aside from attraction, in your opinion, how does depression affect your views on relationship dynamics? The smoking that you mentioned. What if they started smoking weed to supposedly help with this? All right, that's a great question. That's a great question. Um, I mean, if they started smoking weed to supposedly help with this, I don't think I would be able to do it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't think I would be able to do it, you know. And I get it if somebody's going through something and so that's how they self-medicate or whatever the case is, and that's what they have to do, by all means, they need to do it. But as far as me staying in that situation, if that is just a deal breaker for me, then I don't see myself sitting in that situation. Because then now I'm gonna have to turn around and do the same thing for myself. Because now I'm gonna be depressed because I'm staying in a situation that I don't want to be in. And I don't, you know what I'm saying? And I don't do that. So I mean, for me personally, I would get up out of that situation if it was me. Now maybe if it was a way that they I don't know, somewhere private where you know I wasn't around and I didn't see it or something like that, potentially. But, for the most part, I mean, we talking about we get in a car and we driving down the street and they just rolling up and then I feel some type of way. I gotta and they start rolling up and yeah, nah, I'm not gonna do it. So, at that point for me, I would have to make a decision to I would have to leave that situation. That's just, I'm not I can't see myself staying in a situation like that. Because for me, that's just more or less like a deal breaker. So yeah, this is what it is. Um I think there are a lot of people that stay in situations that are not conducive for them. They're situations that don't work for them. And that they still stay in the situation. And then now that plays a lot on their own mental health because they're staying in a situation that is not conducive for them. They're staying in a situation that no longer serves them. And it's just like, yo, why am I here? What am I doing? What it's bad. It's a tight situation, but it just is what it is. But yeah, that's just what it is. I don't think there's anything wrong with preferences. And I know, like, let's just say, right, so give an example, right? You're in a relationship with someone and that certain someone um begins to gain weight. Well, for me in a situation like that, at that point in time, if I'm already invested in a relationship, I'm already, attached to that person, I'm emotionally attached, I'm in love, whatever, and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, yeah, you begin to overlook certain things, but going into a situation, uh, nah, I just don't see it. And even then, if I'm already in the situation, let's just say I'm in a relationship and then she start gaining weight, or there's going to be conversations. There's going to be conversations about it, and I think that that's only fair. I think that that's only fair. But what happens is a lot of people are in relationships and they don't really want to sit down and have those tough conversations. They don't want to sit down and have those tough conversations that if they have them in the beginning, it can potentially help things on the back end. You understand what I'm saying? But then you have the people who have the conversation and then the person who they're talking to about gaining weight, let's just say, my girl sits me down, my wife sits me down and say, hey, look, you gaining weight, you getting too big. Like, yo, what's going on? And then I feel self-conscious about it. I feel some type of way about it. Instead of me taking it as, okay, she's having a tough conversation with me. I need to take this into consideration. I might take it as, oh, you just calling me this, or you just calling me names, or you shaming me, or you this, or you that, especially if I feel self-conscious about it. And then the whole thing gets blown out of proportion. Now I feel some type of way because she called me big. But then you got to think about it. Attraction in a relationship is very, very important. So if the person that you're with is falling out of attraction for you, and it's something that you can work on, why not work on it? Especially like if it's something like I'm talking about, like weight. Typically, your weight is going to play a role on your health. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that the people who are the right weight for the right height, and all of that are the healthiest people out there. I'm not saying that, but we all know it's been medically proven that, your weight and a lot of your health issues have a lot to do with your weight, your diet, you know what I'm saying? The foods that we're consuming, the lack of exercise, and all of that stuff. And so if you're being given, some information or having a conversation about weight, which in turn, losing weight is going to make you healthier, then what's the big deal? You understand what I'm saying? Again, I don't know. It's you know, it happens all the time. There are plenty of relationships out there that people are in relationships with, and I'm not just putting it on the women, I'm putting it on the guys too. I know guys that have just blown up. And they wonder why, like, yo, I don't know why my wife be acting funny. You know what I'm saying? She act like she don't want to touch me no more and whatever like that. It's like, yo, dude, man, come on. When y'all got together, you weighed, you know what I'm saying? You was like 200, you know what I'm saying? You just rocked out. You used to go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Now you 310. You know what I'm saying? Or even if it's not that bad, even if it's not bad. Um, I'm saying you gained 50 pounds. So you was 200, you 250 now. I mean, come on, you 250, you got a gut, you know what I'm saying? And all of that is that has a lot to do with it. It has a lot to do with attraction in a relationship. You know, some people don't care. Some people it doesn't matter. To some people it do care. And it's usually going to affect the people who really care about their own health, that when their partner doesn't really take their health into consideration, it kind of becomes an issue. It kind of becomes problematic. So you got to watch out for that. And also, like I said, preferences. I don't think there's anything wrong with having preferences. And I don't think if, somebody has a preference, um, that you're shaming anybody in particular. And I don't think that makes you any less real or not real if you have a preference. That's just what it is. And to the people who feel some type of way because they're not somebody's preference, then I mean, I don't really know. I don't really know what to say, man. I don't know anybody that doesn't have a preference. I don't know if there's anybody. Please let me know. Go in the chat. Let me know real quick. Is there anybody out there that just does not have a preference? You know what I'm saying? Do you just not have a type at all? No preference, no nothing. If you were to have a blank piece of paper and I said, look, draw the ideal mate from head to toe, hair, eyes, eye color, nose, lips, body shape, whatever. Like, is there anybody out there that would just have a blank piece of paper, no drawing on it at all? You know what I'm saying? Not somebody who, I know women, they typically like a guy who's tall, you know what I'm saying? Or at least taller than her, but I think women typically like a tall guy, you know what I'm saying? Not just nothing. Like if you drew a picture on a paper, would the guy have a gut? Would he have abs, ladies? Like what? Fellas, what would the woman be shaped like? Like nobody has a preference at all. I don't know. I don't know. So, yeah, I just wanted to hop on here real quick and just talk about that, how attraction plays a huge role. And I just really wanted to address that post that I saw where it just said real men don't care about weight, I guess it just really matters how much you really into the person or whatever. But, you know, for me, it matters. I'll definitely have to have a conversation or two about it. And that's only being real. It's only being real. It's only being fair. You know what I'm saying? Two people have to be attracted to one another for things to work, for a relationship to sustain the distance. It's already hard for a relationship to sustain the distance. Imagine if you're stuck in a relationship and y'all are not even attracted to one another. You know what I mean? You're doing a disservice to your partner if you're in a situation where you're causing yourself to be less attractive, even if it's something simple. Like I hear the argument with men and women, the debate between men and women about women who wear wigs and weave and stuff like that, and a lot of men are saying no, I like a woman who's natural. If you're the woman who was natural when y'all met, you know, and then eventually you started just wearing all the wigs and weaves, whatever, and all of that. And now your guy's telling you, hey, I don't like all of that stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be problematic. And like I said, relationships are already, you know what I'm saying, hard enough without there being, you know, the added pressure of falling out of attraction with somebody. It's a long road when you're in a relationship with somebody and you're not attracted to them, you know. So guys, y'all got to take that into consideration when you get into relationships. You know what I'm saying? Um, not only when it comes to your partner falling off, I guess you could say, but then yourself falling off too. If you dudes, fellas, man, if you was that dude that was going to the gym all the time and getting it in and you know what I'm saying, working out and all of that, and now you fall off, and a lot of men do that. A lot of guys do that. We fall off. You know what I'm saying? Get in a relationship, you stop going to the gym, you stop hanging out with your boys, and you just want to sit around the house all day and eat and watch Lifetime with her and all that kind of stuff. And you're not going to the gym and she cooking all this food and all that. And you fall off and you wonder why, you know what I'm saying? A couple years down the line, like, oh, she acting funny and all that. Like, yo, man, you fell off. You're not that dude no more. You know what I'm saying? Um, Let me see what's going on. Let's see posts. Have you the posts that show different women at the same weight time, roughly? They might have completely different body fat. Distribution. This could put a mass over opinions of weight and health. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I kind of jumped out there and I said, you know, size and shape too. Because yeah, that definitely plays a role when it comes to your body fat composition, your body mass index and all of that stuff. So all of that plays a role. So yeah, sometimes it's not the actual number, you know what I'm saying? Like standing on the scale, the actual number, but the actual shape and the size that could play a huge role. Look, I'm a man and I like the shape. I like the shape of a woman. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And once that shape, you know what I'm saying, is no, you know, I've seen people that just had shapes that it's just not even a shape that I would be interested in looking at. And again, guys, it happens. It happens over time. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, it happens over time. So the weight itself, the number is not a big deal, but it's the shape. Even if, and I'm cool with, even if, you know what I'm saying, if a woman has curves, you know what I'm saying, and then she gains, I don't know, 20, 30 pounds, whatever, she gets a little heavy, but she still has the curves. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, all the curves are still right there and everything. Just, you know, in a slightly bigger package, that's cool. I could deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But then when it gets, you know, boxed out, you know, looking like, you know, just a square box or something like that is, you know, for me, it doesn't do anything. I can't speak for anybody else. I'm not going to speak for other men and what other men like and what other men don't like or anything like that. You know, I just can speak for myself. You know, I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I know what turns me on. I know what turns me off. And so I can only speak for me. But I don't think that either puts me in a category of, you know, either a real man or not a real man. You know, I don't think that determines whether or not somebody is real. I don't think a woman is not a real woman if she won't date a guy that's short. You know what I'm saying? She's five, I don't know, 5'11", and she says, I won't date anybody under 5'11". How could you be mad at that if that's her preference? Is that short shaming? No, it's a preference. Is she not a real woman? And yeah, like it doesn't make her any less of a woman because of what her preference is, you know? So look, I'm gonna jump off here. You know, I just wanted to jump on here real quick and talk about that, man. Just see what y'all thought. I got to get my live stream game up and to keep my channel where it's at or get it to the next level. I'm going to be live streaming a lot more often. And hopefully the streams get bigger and better, you know, but got to start somewhere. So look, anybody got anything they want to jump and throw in the chat real quick? If not, let me see how long I've been on here. I've been on here about 25 minutes, not bad. I hope I wasn't rambling. I hope I wasn't going on and on and on and on and on and on. But yeah, I just wanted to jump out there with that, and don't let anybody let you feel some type of way, because somebody's not your preference and you choosing not to, deal with somebody because that's not your preference. When you get into relationships, I think we tend to want to stay in them for a while. Why would you want to be in a relationship with somebody for a long time who you're not attracted to? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. A lot of times the attraction is what keeps everything going. And so if you're not attracted to that person or that person is not attracted to you, and listen, if guys, if you're a guy who has fallen off, ladies, if you're a lady who has fallen off, like, don't take it personal if a man is having a conversation with you about your weight or your size. Don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a very tough conversation to have. It takes a lot for somebody to come to you and say, hey, listen, whatever it is. You know, it's not easy to have that conversation. But if he's at least taking the time to sit you down and he's willing to suffer the consequences and repercussions of everything, that all that stuff that you're gonna come at him with, that y'all usually come with, like all this and all that, and you're supposed to just accept me for who I am and how I am and all of this kind of stuff. Like, he's putting all of that on the line to come and tell you, hey, look, this is an issue, blah blah blah. Like, just take it for what it's worth. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he's not coming to you with any disrespect or anything like that. I'm sure he's coming to you, you know what I'm saying, from the bottom of his heart, and he's just really letting you know, look, this is how I feel, and this is a problem. Let's work through this together. Let's get through it together. You know what I mean? Especially if he's the type of dude that, like, kind of, you know what I'm saying, work out or whatever, stuff like that. Don't take it personal, fellas. Don't take it personal when she comes to you and she's telling you, like, yo, get off the couch. You know what I'm saying? Go do something. Go get in the gym. Go run around the block or do something like that. Like, don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out your feelings, get out your emotions, look in the mirror and honestly be like, yo, when we go on vacation and we go to the beach, and I take my shirt off, is she gonna be proud? Or ladies, when I, take this towel off and I'm in my bathing suit, is, you know what I'm saying, is he gonna be proud to, you know, be standing right there next to me? Or, you know what I'm saying? Is he gonna be like, oh, man, I hope she don't take that towel off. You know what I'm saying? Or ladies, how he got a big pot belly or something like that. And you're like, oh man, I hope he don't take that. Oh man, I hope I don't see anybody out here that I know. I'm gonna have to introduce him to. Nah, you don't want to do that. And really for your health too, guys. For your health, man. We only get one body. Everybody's out here, in my opinion, is over medicated and all this kind of stuff, and taking stuff that if you just eat the proper foods, you know what I'm saying? Stop eating junk, eat the proper foods and stuff like that. Half of y'all, half of us, half of everybody will be able to come off of these these medications and stuff like that. It doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? We've fallen into the cycle of just doing whatever you want to do on the front end and dealing with it on the back end. And it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Y'all making the food industry plenty of money, and then you're making the insurance companies plenty of money. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It doesn't make sense. Take care of yourselves, man. You only get one body, and hopefully, we live for a long time, and you want to be in good health. You don't want to retire. You don't want to work for 30 years and then retire and then be in bad shape. Your whole week, your whole month, your whole years to live, you're going back and forth to the doctor because you didn't take care of yourself years ago. Like, all right, we don't want to do that. All right, like I said, I'm not going to keep y'all long. I'm going to hop off this, man. I've been on this for about 30 minutes. And I'll catch y'all on the next live. Y'all be good.